Raptors Weekly Podcast for the week of September 19th. Today on the podcast, the main member of the Raptors Republic death lineup, Sam Halako.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Not bad. Not bad. The death line. What is the Raptors death lineup? Do we have one? Do we have a death lineup?
It's got to include Bruno.
No, he's part of the D League death lineup.
Okay.
I'm talking about at the ACC death lineup.
ACC.
It's gotta have Lowry in there for sure.
For sure.
100%. You can't exclude him.
DeMar.
I don't know. I don't know if he's part of the death lineup. I think he's part of a lineup.
A lineup.
But if you gotta be like most effective offensively and defensively, and you're gonna gun people out like Golden State does, going up and down the floor, 3-point shots and all that. I don't know.
Has to be on there.
I'd say Carroll. Yes, Carroll's part of the death lineup.
If you're modeling after Golden State.
Yeah, well, let's model after Golden State because they're
so,
the. Yeah.
So you got to put Terrence Ross in there and hate your life.
Man, Ross is part
60% of the time.
See, Ross is part of any lineup is disconcerting, let alone the death lineup.
Yeah.
So let's leave him out for a bit now.
Okay.
Okay. Lowry and Carroll I think we're good here. Do we need another big man? Or is Carroll the 5?
Carroll can't play 5.
Well, in the death lineup, he could play 5.
It has to be Patterson.
Patterson. Good shout. Patterson. Okay,
Yeah.
so far we got Lowry, Carroll, Patterson as part of the death lineup. So you got your 3-point shooting covered, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe put Cujo at 2.
Cujo, good ball handler, defense. A death lineup always needs defense. Okay, so we got
push pace. Lowry could run wing.
So we got one spot left, man. One spot left for the death lineup. The tension builds as a 5th starter of the death lineup is determined. Who is it, buddy? Who is it? Who? Let's talk about candidates as part of the Raptors' death lineup. I feel like I should introduce some music here, but a death lineup music, but
like cool music, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I probably won't do that.
No.
So Lowry, Carroll, Patterson, Cujo. Is it DeMar? Because he gives you no defense and no shooting.
It's got to be Norm then, like.
Norm.
Yeah.
Norm. Yeah, I think I take him over Ross.
Definitely take him over us.
So now, with Lowry, Carroll, Patterson, Cujo, and Norm, you got all, I'd say, above-average defenders.
Yep.
Pretty much everybody here can shoot with the exception of Cujo.
And he's not terrible.
And he's not horrible. Shot
good handles.
Shot creation is probably just Lowry here, though, because other guys kind of depend on Lowry to create the shots for them.
Cujo could create his own shot. I mean, he can create his own opportunities. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not a pull up and transition, but
okay.
He can get to the rack.
Sullinger's out, right? He can't be part of a death lineup. Not over Patterson.
No way.
And then Terrence Ross, I think we all feel uncomfortable with him as part of any lineup.
Extremely. But I mean, if you're talking about run and gun and you're gonna pull up and shoot threes whenever you feel the itch, there's nobody on this team who fits that bill more than Ross. I mean, he's not gonna hit them as much as.
Yeah. That's the thing about hitting threes. The hitting part is very important.
That's critical.
And DeMar DeRozan's off this lineup right now, but I'd say that's a fair call because a death lineup isn't the lineup you deploy, when for the majority of the game. It's like when you want a particular outcome or you want to change it up a little bit or you want to confuse the other team. I'd say Lowry, Carroll, Patterson, Cujo, and Norm might be a pretty decent outfit there.
Not bad.
There we go. That's settled, guys. Listener, if you disagree with DeMar DeRozan being left out of the death lineup, don't worry. He's part of the 6th man of the death lineup, so he's good there.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of DeMar DeRozan, man, the big news of the week, if you want to call it that, is Sports Illustrated coming out with a list.
They're good at that. They're good at this.
Lists are basically the de facto thing to produce when you're running low on content, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the whole BuzzFeed thing. They ruined it for everybody.
Well, or made it a lot better, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
It's nice, not bad. So 40, 46 is it? Yeah.
46.
DeRozan, what are your thoughts on that?
Feels a little low.
Like he should be lower on the list, or he should be higher on the list?
I feel like he's low on that list.
Well, when you look at some guys ahead of him,
Steven Adams, for example, is ahead of him.
Yeah, Steven Adams. I think.
Brook Lopez. Okay.
Yeah, you can make a case there.
Chris Bosh, who's like could keel over and die at any minute.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go as far as saying, I mean, lists are always like debatable, or they're there for fun and all that, but like Dirk, why is Dirk on there? Seriously, like, how old is Dirk right now? Like, is he really the top? Is he really like who would take if you had to start a team today, or if you wanted to enter a playoff series? Would you rather take Dirk Nowitzki or DeMar DeRozan, Sam? Honest question.
Well, okay, so it depends on what you're asking for. Like salary and all that. It doesn't matter. I'm taking DeMar personally. Like, there's no way Dirk is number 31 in the league right now.
Yeah.
Period.
I'd agree.
And there's no way Wade is 32.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. So I think this list is a little. It's penalizing DeMar DeRozan for lack of shooting and lack of defense. And I think lack of shooting, especially because a guy like James Harden, who's a prolific scorer but a horrible defender, comes in at 7, right? So it's kind of hard to see what this list is trying to do. There's some debatable names on there ahead of DeMar DeRozan.
And there's debatable ones behind him too, like C.J. McCollum at 50. Yeah. That seems low.
Gordon Hayward at 27, you could argue is not as good as DeMar. Kemba Walker at 36.
Kemba had a nice year though.
He had a nice year, but it's not an All-Star year. You got a back-to-back All-Star here.
Yeah.
I don't think Dwight Howard should be on any list, let alone 34 on that list.
No, it's high. No, it's suspect. It's weird. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Who wrote this? Was this Ben?
Yeah. It's Rob Mahoney, I think it is. Rob Mahoney and somebody else.
Ben Golliver.
Yeah, somebody. Just a bunch of guys, just a couple of guys. But there is like an NBA.com list that's out as well, which ranks the top 100 players. And if you want to, that has DeRozan at 20, which is a little more reasonable, I think. I think
that's a little high for me, but yeah.
Yeah, it's. but see, this is where that list lost all credibility for me. It had DeRozan at 20. And Lowry at 21.
Yeah, that's weird.
That makes no sense. They're not that close. Lowry is well ahead of DeRozan in any sort of ranking for any basketball category, man.
Absolutely.
Correct? We agree with that one? Yeah.
It's funny. You talk to some people, and you could make a case that Lowry had like a top 5 season last year. I mean, he wasn't the 5th best player in the league, but in terms of like his output and value to the team, he was definitely top 10. You could even put him in the top 5. I've had like multiple arguments with people over the last couple months. Just like I've said that, and they're looking at me like I've said the most insane thing in the history of saying stuff. Like,
well, top 5 like in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, man. Like once you factor in like LeBron, Curry, Klay Thompson, Russell Westbrook. It kind of, there's not many top 5 positions left.
That's 4.
I guess you got me there.
Yeah.
But there's got to be more though, right? Jimmy Butler? No, he had a pretty bad year. Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
No?
Not top 5.
You think Kawhi Leonard had a worse season than Kyle Lowry?
I'd say it's debatable.
Mm-hmm. Do you own a Kyle Lowry jersey?
I do. I want the Chinese Kyle Lowry jersey.
Because I also know, like, when we last met up, you had the Kyle Lowry like My North gear on. Like nobody buys that stuff except you.
I love that stuff.
My North. Yeah, I never got the My North stuff. It was like
I got his root stuff. I love that stuff.
How much was that for that shirt you had?
The long sleeve shirt was like $60. The pants were like $200.
These new jerseys, you gonna dip into that or not?
Yeah, I think I have to. It looks really dope. Like I actually own a Raptors jersey, which is crazy.
Which one are you gonna go for? The Chinese one or the blue one or the Husky one?
I think I have to go to. I don't like the whole Husky situation at all. I could do without it forever.
I was really nervous for a while there. They might change the name of the team to Huskies.
Yeah, Huskies Republic doesn't.
And No, it doesn't. It doesn't roll off the tongue at all. But the Chinese one looks kind of cool. It's got the dragon because it's the year of the dragon.
Yeah.
And the logo is kind of hidden there, which is good because that logo is horrible.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like part of the Chinese font there, you know.
Yeah, but it's just cool, man. Like it's creative. I like that.
Yeah. Didn't the Suns do something like this? Like, but not with Chinese though. I think they always do it with Spanish, right? Los Suns or whatever. A lot of those teams do that. But I don't know if I've seen one which is Chinese themed.
You know what? I'll let me pull out the sweater I have. I actually bought it off Teespring like 2 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Sons of Anarchy T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like hoodie. It's like a purple hoodie,
Mm-hmm.
but they refactored like the Sons of Anarchy TV show with Sons. Anyways, it's clever. I don't know. I bought it, man, and I really like it a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been thinking for 2 years like to do something clever for the Raptors, but I can't come up with anything.
Yeah. My favorite logo in the NBA right now it's two. One is the Bulls logo, and I got a couple of Bulls T-shirts here hanging around because that logo is just too classic not to own.
Yeah, sure.
But the other one that I kind of have an affinity towards is the Pelicans one.
Pelicans,
yeah.
Really?
It's not the color is nice. It's kind of cool. And the Pelican, I mean, when you think of the New Orleans Pelicans, you think that's a lame name. How good could the logo be? But those guys did a solid job of coming up with something. I thought that's a badass logo.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't wear the jersey, but
yeah, hire that firm to do our logo, man.
There we go.
Yeah, the watermelon's a little much. Yeah. All right, let us move on from the scintillating conversation. This is my last podcast for a year, so I'm really not ending it with a bang here.
No. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Let me just get to the Raptors news. Let me just close this tab I was on. It was about like Mother Teresa. I was reading this article on Mother Teresa, and it was not a good article, man. Reddit does not like Mother Teresa at all.
Why?
Well, I guess we could talk about it here, but apparently, and this is I don't know what the details here are, is that all the money she got, apparently she didn't really invest all of it in like helping poor people, but she created these dying houses where like she preached basically that suffering is a gift from God, and that if you're suffering and if you're poor, you should just accept it because it's kind of what God wants. And she created these dying houses where people used to go in there just to die. And but when she got sick, basically she used the best Western medicine available to her, and so on. And that's what I was reading.
Is this confirmed?
Well, I got to do a little more research, but a cursory Google search reveals similar thoughts across multiple news outlets. So there's got to be some truth to it. And Christopher Hitchens, who's I think he died now. He was an atheist who wrote a book about her, and this is basically what he was talking about. But listener, don't take Sam and I's word for this. Just Google it up yourself, and we'll just give you the direction to go to, and you can figure it out from there.
Because that's messed up, man. Like, what happens in these death houses? Like, there's like a bed you just lie down on until you die?
I don't know. I don't know the details here, but that's basically what was happening with Andrea Bargnani's career for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
He was in the death house. What team is the NBA death house? Like where you go to just like end your career? Is there a couple of stops where you just go to, this is it, guys. It's over. Spend a couple of years here and you're done.
Last 2 years has been the Nets.
The Nets, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. The Nets, yeah.
The Nets and Knicks, not only is it a crappy team, but your fans hate you as well.
Yeah, Knicks used to be that team, right, where the aging superstar kind of goes to kind of just his last stop before he goes away. And I think we're kind of seeing that with Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah right now, where it's their one last chance to redeem themselves, and after that, it's all over.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about them this year?
They're going to be interesting to watch as always. I think Andrew talked about last week about Phil Jackson's brand and what's happened to it with the Knicks, because he was seen as the winningest NBA coach, still is obviously and all that, but he was seen as a savior of a franchise, and he was craving that management position for a long time. And when he finally got it, essentially he's made just bad decision after bad decision, and in hindsight, not even hindsight, even at the time when Melo was a free agent, I was just like, let him walk because with that guy, you're not gonna achieve much.
Well, he drafted well.
Yeah, he drafted well, but the draft is like so the way they're drafting does not match the way they're signing free agents.
No, agreed.
That's the confusing part about it.
Yeah. No, he has no idea what he's doing. He's a good manager of talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's
who I would get if I was Phil Jackson and take a gamble on? Ricky Rubio. I think he is a decent Phil Jackson player. Maybe not as a starter, ideally, but a guy who is good defensively, can move the ball around, has high basketball IQ. Problem with Rubio is just he can't shoot. But if he's really serious about implementing a triangle, I don't know if there still even are, but he's the type of guy that could fit well in there because he moves well without the ball. He's got bad range, but he's got pretty much everything else that you kind of want in an NBA player. So I don't know.
You don't need to shoot the three particularly well in the triangle, right?
Exactly. It's more predicated on mid-range jump shooting. Now, granted, Rubio's not great at that either, but he's got some talent in there which he could make use of. And Minnesota has obviously got him on the block for quite some time.
Yeah. No, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, let's move on from the Mother Teresa and Nick's talk.
Death House.
The House of the Dying. Yeah. Sounds like a Game of Thrones.
Philly. Philly is the team that you go to die on this year.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I'm trying to think of somebody else. Like.
Oh man, who else is there? Sacramento, maybe, just because of the shit show that's gonna happen.
Yeah, Sacramento. Yeah. Moving away from the House of the Dying.
Yeah. To the House of the Living.
Yeah. Let's talk about some news that happened in Raptorland this week. We made a couple of signings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blake broke it this morning.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Raptors Republic has learned. Anytime he drops that, you just know it's down to Blake to do that, eh?
That's our vertical version of.
Yeah. So Patrick Mutombo, no relation to Dikembe Mutombo.
None.
And we were when I read that headline, that was my first thought, and I'm sure Sam, it was for you too.
It's valid.
But
totally
tell us about Patrick Mutombo. Sorry to put you on the spot there, but go ahead. Tell us about Patrick Mutombo.
Anything about him at all? He's Belgian in Congo. He played in the Italian league. That's all I know.
Well, Mutombo is a pretty familiar name to Masai Ujiri and Raptors 905 GM Dan Tolzman. As he was a member of the Denver Nuggets coaching staff as a player development coordinator in 2011. He was then bumped to assistant coach with the Nuggets, where he continued to focus on player development while adding opponent game planning to his role. The Austin Spurs then nabbed him as an assistant coach at the D-League level ahead of the 2015-16 season. Austin had churned out some impressive coaching talent, including current NBA head coach Earl Watson and Quinn Snyder. Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
And the familiarity with the new names at the front office will surely help get Mutombo up to speed quickly.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is that Ujiri and Mutombo also have had a relationship through their work with Ujiri's Giants of Africa program. Born in the Congo, Mutombo is one of the central figures in the documentary of the same name that aired at TIFF this week.
Yeah. I heard it was big.
Yeah. He has long been active in the NBA's Basketball Without Borders program, and this seems to be a great fit from an organizational cultural standpoint, and Mutombo also fills a need as a player development specialist.
There you go.
That's
Are you just reading Blake's article?
Yes, but basically, yeah. Did you watch Giants of Africa? Are you gonna check that out?
I might if it comes on like Netflix or something.
Or torrent it maybe. That would kind of defeat the whole purpose.
No, I'm not going out of my way to get to it.
No.
I'll watch it. Like it's got to be select play, not search download. move to directory. That's
yeah, it's like the least. Like if it's presented to me, fine.
Zero.
But
watch it.
But here's one show that I hunted down over the last couple of weeks. The Night Off. Did you hear about this one?
No.
Oh, buddy, listener, here's your tip as I go away for a year. The Night Off. It's an HBO show. It's about this guy who basically he's a Pakistani immigrant. Not an immigrant, no, he was born here, but he's Pakistani. His parents are at least. And he gets arrested for murder on his in the first episode. And it's a question of whodunit / I don't know, post 9/11 climate / blah blah blah. But it's done really well. So it's HBO, so the quality is going to be
What
high.
Is this like kind of like the Serial first season podcast?
I would say it's more like The Killing. Did you ever watch The Killing?
I want to say I did.
Did you?
Yeah,
It was based in Seattle.
Yeah,
Who Killed Rosie Larson?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I watched a couple episodes. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Okay, let's moving along on the news front. Don't worry, guys. Just one more episode with me, and then William Liu will take over the podcast starting on Monday. Yeah, he's going to be doing the hosting duties. Brady Heslip has been signed to a camp deal, and from his picture, I can tell that he looks like an out of shape Sam, except white.
Dude, I'm down 40 pounds in the last 2 years. I'm in like the best shape that I've been in since like first year university.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What are you planning on doing? Are they playing basketball or what?
No, just look good.
Oh.
I just turned 40, so I gotta.
40 years old. Is that like a Thon Maker 40-year-old, or is that an actual age?
No, that's a real 40.
So you got the passport and everything, papers to back that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm legit. I'm totally legit.
Yeah.
Thon Maker 40. Dude, that's like gonna be the question of the next couple of years, huh?
Yeah, you know how like they if you want to tell how old a tree is, you just chop off the trunk and you count the number of lines in the thing. We got the same with Thon Maker. Just chop off his leg and then count like, I don't know, the blood vessels or something. Yeah, so Brady Heslip has been signed to a camp deal, Sam. Broken by Shams Charania of The Vertical, who's going to be the next Woj, by the way, 100%. Yeah. Did you read the article about this guy, that he's like 21 years old and he's tweeting all this, he's breaking these stories like while in class?
Yeah, he was he's from Chicago, but Chicago wouldn't give press passes to people under a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
So he just made the drive up to Milwaukee.
Yeah. And
he just chat up everybody in the hallways.
Mm. Amazing.
Yeah, man.
Shams reports that the Raptors have signed Brady Heslip to a camp deal. So if you look at our depth chart right now, Heslip is essentially a shooting guard.
Yep.
And we got another guy by the name of...
All he can do.
Well, yeah, I guess. So we got guys like Fred VanVleet.
VanVleet.
Who looks like a Batman villain. And then you got Drew Crawford, boring name. Then you got Brady Heslip. A little interesting, but not too much. You got E.J. Singler. And Jared Utoff. Yeah, and then we have Yannick Morera as training camp bodies. And essentially, we got to pick one of these guys.
Yeah.
Because we got 14, and we need one more. So from a positional perspective, like we don't know these guys really. So if you had to add depth at one position, where would you get a guy basically? What position would you strengthen the most?
It's tough. I gotta go on the front line, man. I'm banking on Utoff.
On Utoff? Huh.
Yeah.
See, that's not what I would have picked, because you got Solinger, Patterson, Siakam there.
Yeah. Siakam is who you're gonna hang your...
I think Siakam's gonna get some PT, man.
Probably. But I don't know.
I'd go with shooting guard. Because you got DeRozan and Powell, and after that, who do you really have? Like, who's your third guard? DeLon Wright is your third point guard, but your third shooting guard, you don't really have anybody.
Maybe Clucho, Lowry, and those lineups.
Yeah, I know lineups are more fluid right now, but just if you had to pick somebody, I mean, I'd go with another guard. But you could make a case that it could be a big man because of injury, so it doesn't really matter. At center.
Plus, we're deeper. We're deeper in the front court with the kids that we have than we do in the back court.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter because in either case, none of these guys will receive any playing time. But yeah. So given this year's roster, you know how fans always get excited and they go, somebody has a good game, and immediately they start like a Twitter hashtag like Free Bruno, like Free Ross or whatever. What's the Twitter hashtag of free this year? Like, who is it going to be? Is it Free Fred VanVleet?
Free Fred VanVleet.
Free Fred.
No, I don't think we'll see nearly enough of him to even make a judgment.
I'll make a call, man.
I think it's going to be Siakam.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Siakam, dude. There's gonna be a free Siakam hashtag at some point this season because he fits the bill perfectly. Low talent, high energy. And
this year's Quincy AC award winner.
Exactly. The Quincy AC award. Wasn't there a free Quincy hashtag too?
There must have been.
Oh, there has to be. I
had like 3 too many conversations that Quincy AC is a legit NBA talent.
Yeah, he's the new Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's that. Sam, what else is going on? Any plans for the upcoming week? Anything exciting going on from a basketball perspective?
Yeah, not basketball, but we got a little run going in baseball. Jays are shitting the bed a little bit.
I went to the Jays game on Tuesday against the Rays.
Oh.
And I got some 500 level seats, and I moved around a little bit. And the 500 level, I thought to see what's going on, and I snuck into this one area, and like there are these seats, man, that are right behind the foul pole, and they have to be the worst seats. Like like I would rather sit anywhere except that, because literally as you're facing the diamond, you're watching the game through this yellow, like it's like you're in prison. Like you got this yellow like shield in front of you, and you're trying to like move your neck to catch the angle of the pitcher and all that. I'm like, why would they not use like transparent foul pole things? Like,
the technology's there.
It's got to be there. Like we got like 4K TV now. It's got to be something.
You have 4K TV?
No, I don't have 4K TV, but is it worth buying it at this point? Isn't it kind of like there's no programming for it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got an 8-year-old Samsung that's doing me well.
Yeah. You know what was a big flop? Remember the curved TVs?
Oh yeah.
They didn't go anywhere. You had one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're good. Let's just say. So let's talk about the curved TVs. Curved TVs were a big flop. Did you have one?
No. I saw it Future Shop or Best Buy or something. Looked pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't spend $12 million on one, but.
Yeah, and also it takes up a lot of space because it's all curved, so it just like you might like bump into it or something.
I thought it'd be cool as like your desktop, work desktop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe.
You get that swordfish thing going. That I've always wanted one of those until one of my buddies actually he implemented one.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally got like 4 screens and then like 2 laptops, and there's shit going on every single screen.
Yeah.
And he's mentally not all there, so like I get why he would do that to himself.
Especially because the program he works most with is Excel.
Yeah, well, this
don't really need that.
Yeah. He's got dashboards that don't update on real time. It's awesome.
He's checking like memory count on the CPU. It's like, dude, it's just Excel. It's not gonna kill you. You could open like 1,000 spreadsheets. Doesn't matter.
Oh, man. I hate Excel.
Excel is powerful, man. Like once you get into like some of those like functions like VLOOKUP and like index match. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, pivot tables, those changed my life actually.
Yeah, pivot tables are amazing, man.
So when I don't know if every year the Ontario government publishes their sunrise list.
Mm-hmm. Sunshine list.
Sunshine. There you go. It's bright. And anyway, some of these people make a ridiculous amount of money. Anyways, they publish that in just like CSV format. If you open that in Excel and run it through a pivot table, it's crazy. It's crazy how it groups things together. Like they specifically don't make it usable in the format that they give you. But anyways, that was.
But they gave it to you in CSV. That's pretty usable.
It is, but I mean, you can't divine more than just what you see on the screen, right?
Yeah. What is it? 100K? Is that what the list is?
It's like 110.
It's 110 now, eh?
But like, I mean, so there's this Aboriginal organizational Aboriginal whatever, I don't know what they do exactly, but there's like 30 people in that division making like north of $280,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's insane. Like, what are you doing?
That's still like less than what Quincy AC makes. Like way less.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I guess it's public money, so it's yeah. All right. Okay. So Sam, I think we got to wrap the podcast up, listener. Thank you for tuning in for the last half an hour or so, and listening to Sam and I blab on about things. We promise to have some proper programming coming up very shortly, as William Liu will take over hosting the Raptors Weekly podcast starting next week. And I'll be back in 1 year, hopefully. Next training camp, basically, is when you'll hear from me next.
We'll miss you, buddy. We'll miss you.
Oh, thank you, Sam. Appreciate that. Listener, just a quick note here. We have a Patreon page, patreon.com/Raptors Republic. Do support the site as we gear up for the upcoming season. We have some new staff members. We have some new guys taking care of social media, some common moderation going on. It's going to be a big season here at Raptors Republic, and we are ready for it. And I think it's going to be amazing, and you're going to find the best coverage of all Toronto Raptors things right here on the site. And Sam, you excited for the upcoming season? It's got to be after the Eastern Conference playoff run. This is probably the most excited we've been to start a season.
Absolutely the most excited. And somehow the Raptors are not like in consideration for anything.
Yeah.
When people talk about it, I think it's going to be serious.
Yeah, I think the fact that Cleveland's in the East is a big block, to the East, to the NBA Finals. Sure. But legitimately, the Raptors have a chance to improve from last season, and then to see how it goes from there.
Shut up a lot of people.
And the other thing is rate us on iTunes and Stitcher, and go to your iTunes app or your Stitcher app or your Google Play or whatever you listen to the podcast on. Give us a rating, 5 stars, or more importantly, tell us what we could do better to improve the podcast, and I'm sure guys will take that into account as he produces.
Keep those comments off of iTunes. We want only positive comments.
Yeah. Don't rip us on iTunes. That's not cool at all.
Rip us on our own website, not like.
So Sam, thanks again for coming on, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Listener, we'll see you again next week, or we'll see you again next week. I'll see you in 1 year. Goodbye.